Hi everybody, and welcome to my home in Topeka, Kansas, listed as one of the top most affordable cities to live in the United States. So this is the front of my house in Topeka. I have some flags and flowers up, and I usually keep it like decorated for all the different seasons. And this is what the front of it looks like. Originally they had these really ugly metal awnings on the windows and there were no shutters, but we did that in 2009, and we just recently painted the steps and worked on the concrete that was all peeling. So it's looking pretty good right now, and I always keep spotlights on the front of the house, so it looks really good for what it is. Basically the yard needs some work. We need to get more of a privacy fence. We do not have an attached garage. The garage is unattached, but it's 2-car, and we had huge trees here on the edge of this driveway, and so we had those removed last year. So now we can get the driveway repaved, and we worked on getting this back area done last year, but unfortunately a lot of the paint peeled up. Not sure why. We treated everything, but I went and I pressure washed it and I sanded it, and now I'm going to just repaint it, and I have some outdoor rugs I'm going to throw on top to keep it covered. So again, these houses are small and we paid not very much. I'm going to go through some basic statistics of how money really works here in Topeka as far as taxes and school taxes. This is the back of my property. I have to just reseed and rework it a little bit. It's a fairly good size. I have 2 little dogs, so they really appreciate having this yard. But a lot of people have just the chain link fences like we do, and some people just have wood fences, but they're not board on board, so you can still see through them. So that is why I'm working on getting some little privacy screens. I put some up here and see how that works as time goes on. But this is the garage. It needs a new roof. The door is in good shape. Basically, the property has been worked on extensively since we've lived here. And again, I'm going to go into the finances of what the houses cost here, and really, can you make money on your home if you were to sell it? I would probably say no. We've owned this house for 14 years. We bought it in 2009. I think the house only is worth maybe $115, and I'm not sure that it matters what work we did or didn't do in it, because the house across the street over there, which is 1,400 square feet, just sold for $138. Yes, it only has a single garage, but it has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So I'm thinking maybe $115 for this house, maybe $125, and that's over a 14-year period. So unless you're coming here to live and plan on staying here for a long time, and you don't have a lot of money, but you want to live in a house and you're happy just having some place to live permanently, and maybe you're retired and you just want to downsize financially like we did, it works out well in that regard. But if you think you're going to use maybe your house as some kind of retirement, you might, because if you make good money, you can probably pay off your house in 10 years. So just keep that in mind. But I'm going to just finish up out here now and go back in the house, and I'll see you in a bit. So this is what you would see. This is my front door, and this is what you would see upon entering. There's a place for you to put your coat, your keys. There's a cabinet that if you needed to store something, we have some overflow stuff in there. And the reason we have this external coat rack is because the closets here were too small to hold full-size hangers. And so we've decided to use the closet that was normally used for coats. We just use that as overflow for our kitchen stuff. And basically we just have a little carpet here to delineate the space, that this is basically the foyer area. I have my dog beds there, and I just have a tapestry on the wall. But our living room area is fairly compact. We have double windows that look out over the front of the street. My dog loves to lay on the back of the couch. All we have in this area is a couch, 2 chairs. We have 2 end tables that provide light as well as charging stations for our phones. And we have this narrow set of 3 tables, cabinets that we use to house our TV on. And we have plenty of light because I have the 2 end tables, the light in the corner, and I have a light here on the entryway as well. And then in my dining room, we chose to use a light fixture that would be close to the ceiling because sometimes we need to move the table out of the way. It just gets in the way. We don't want to knock our heads, but we are able to keep a table in here with 6 chairs. They're metal, they're airy, they're light, so it makes the space seem very big. We do have hardwood floors throughout. We do have area rugs to help my dogs navigate the wood floors. As you can hear her, she's barking because there's been a lot of construction out on the road here. We are getting new sidewalks and new roads in front of the house. This has been a 2-year project. It's been about a 4 or 5 mile project. So it's almost done. July, they say it will be over with. And the last room in the house is the kitchen, which is fairly compact. This was redone in 2009 as far as the cabinets, the counters. We since have had to redo the sink and the faucet. We had to put all new appliances in, so we do have all stainless steel appliances currently. When we moved in, the house had no ground fault interrupters or enough electricity to help us with a dishwasher or a microwave, so power had to be run to the home from the street, and the town did that for us. We had to put a new electrical box in as well. That's something you'll have to consider when you move into an older home like this. So here we have our dishwasher. We do have a lot of stuff on the counter because the stuff that's here is daily stuff that I need to use every single day, such as paper towels and my cutting boards, my knives, and everything else. We drink a lot of coffee, I make a lot of tea, so we keep that handy as well. But as far as the space and using it, it works very well. Like I said, we made sure the cabinets go up to the ceiling, which added a lot of space in our kitchen. So it worked out well. We have new lighting, and that works out really well. We have no popcorn on the ceiling anymore. Let me just briefly show you that small closet I was talking about. The closet is actually here in the dining room, and it was so shallow that it would not house our coats. So I just put in an inexpensive shelving unit in here, and I keep my vacuum and some overflow foods, air fryer. I keep some cleaning supplies in case my grandkids ever come over. I don't want them touching them. And so far this space has worked out well for us. It's somewhat of an adjustment. We had to buy all new furniture in our bedrooms, but basically most of the stuff we just got rid of before we moved, and the couch and the 2 chairs are probably the biggest items that we kept from the whole move. And we have a back door here. This area is just where we usually come in from the garage. This is where I hang all my mops and brooms that I need to use. I keep my rubber boots here as well, my dog leashes. So that's really nice. It keeps the area neat and tidy. So this is the first of 2 bedrooms we have in our home. It has double windows, but they face out to the street. So we use this as our guest bedroom and my husband's office space. As you can see, he has his desk. There's another window that faces out onto a neighbor's driveway, and he does use the one small closet in here for his belongings. And all of the office supplies are here that we need or that he may need. The only thing that's left in this room really that has to be done is the popcorn ceiling needs to come down. That's a real common practice here especially with little sparkles in it. I don't know why, but people like that. And I think it's because the walls and the ceilings are plaster, and when there's damage and they're patched, they don't look very nice. But I'd rather have the patched ceiling actually than the popcorn. So this is the bedroom we reside in. It has a window, and this window overlooks, again, my neighbor's driveway, so we generally keep that closed. This window backs up to my garden that I created in my backyard, and it's a small bedroom, but it functions for us. Like I said, I keep my stuff mainly in here. I use the closet, and he uses the closet, which is twice the size of my closet here. I can show you. It's very small. This is the entire closet that I have. His closet extends about twice the size, so he can put more things in there. That's why I have a dresser and a little cabinet for storage in this room. And then we did remove the popcorn in here. So you can see the ceilings are nice and clean, and I did put in a new light fixture, but I don't know if you can see, but there are some patches where the ceiling had to be patched. Again, it's plaster, but I prefer to not have popcorn with little sparkles on my ceiling. This is a bathroom, and the only bathroom in the house. This bathroom was renovated back in 2009. It had to be totally gutted. The toilet was next to the doorway, so you could not use an elongated toilet bowl. You could only use a round toilet, so we had to have that repositioned. There was no shower in this bathroom because this house was built in 1940, and the tub was really shallow. So we put in a extra deep tub, and we put in an extra high shower holder, so if someone's tall, they can, take a shower comfortably. We don't have a fan in here, so it's required that we have a window, and the window looks out onto neighbors' property, so we put an extra shower curtain up there. But we had to use, again, the space wisely. We beadboarded everything in vinyl, so it's pretty moisture proof. We put in this caddy that holds all of our toiletries when we're in the shower. We replaced the towel bar with a hook system like this, which works a lot better as well, and extra shelf here, and we have hand towels. We put in a medicine cabinet, again for storage. This is a cabinet that does have storage as well. We did not put in a pedestal sink, which would not be as efficient. And this bathroom has a new light fixture, and there's no popcorn on the ceiling here. So it's very functional, but it's just that we have only one bathroom in this space. So now I'm going to head down to the basement. We had to put a new staircase in because the staircase really was very dangerous, the one that was here. And we did have to take up all the tile that was down here because it was popping up. Because it's a basement, we weren't doing anything too fancy, but we do have baseboard heating here. We did chalk paint all the paneling that was down here. That was just recently done, and I had a video showing a small process of how I did that. I keep my little YouTube studio down here when I need to do extraneous stuff, and I have a little office space here that I created under the stairwell, and we have a TV. So this room is quite finished, and with the heat, it does make it very functional and usable. Then if you go through this door, this is where the unfinished part is. This part is where it houses all the furnace and the washer and dryer and the water heater, and the plumbing is down here. So I keep this just for storage. It's very cold down here in this part. There's no heat at all. And this is what we came into when we bought the house. Underneath the carpet tiles, there's this black mastic. I can show you. It's kind of dangerous. You don't want to do anything with that. Scrape it up. The dust is bad. So we just decided to cover it with rubber-backed carpet tiles, and it works fine. This is, again, another unfinished area of the basement. That's where the sump pump is. This is where I do some craft projects. We have overflow storage. It is covered with paneling, but there is only one small area where heat and air comes out through there. So if we wanted to do anything more excessive with this area, we would have to put some more heat vents or try to get something worked out where we can actually use it as a living space. We did put on all new windows in the basement as well since we've moved in. So it doubles the space, and it does allow for a lot of overflow storage, which is really good. Like I can keep a ironing board, and I have a tub here that I can just use to rinse out stuff. And I have a nice little station that I can keep all my laundry detergents and hang stuff up. But again, it's an older home. Most of the room has not been finished, and we only have one bathroom, but it works for us because it's just me and my husband. And now you can get a full-blown view of what the stairs looked like. Again, they were not really up to code, so we're glad we fixed that. And so when you think about buying an older home in Topeka, you do have to take into consideration that things are going to be old and have to be repaired, possibly. It depends on how active the people were who are living here, as well as getting these things done to meet things for subsequent people. If it's not to code when they're living here, they don't care because they're grandfathered in. But if you do any work, you're going to have to bring it to code. So that's my inside home tour of my home. I hope you enjoyed that. Gives you good insight as to what you can expect in Topeka.